Hi, this is Jason, and one of the people who subscribed to my channel wanted us to run down Sheraton and GBD and some of the other brands. So we're going to try to do one on Sheraton today. This is a beautiful straight grain Sheraton Executive, and as close as I can tell, this is going to be somewhere around 19. Now I've forgotten about how old this pipe is. About 19. Maybe 85. I may have to revise that. I want to show you something that's going to really make somebody look at the beautiful straight grain on there. Straight grain and bird's eye. And by the way, that straight grain goes right up. Whoops. Goes right up the pipe and right up into the groove and up there, and then it turns into bird's eye. Look at the straight grain all the way back there and around to the back. And this is the other side. So it's a beautiful pipe. This Sheraton I picked up for, you ready? $20. A widow had this. Husband had passed away, and I told her, I said, I'd bought a number of pipes from her and paid a lot more money for them. And I saw this one and I said, oh my gosh, that's an old Sheraton. Pretty old one at the time. And she said, well, I said, I've got like 20 bucks left on me. And it's worth a whole lot more. She said, yes, I know. I bought it in San Jose, California for my husband. I forgot the year she told me now. But I can see from the pipe itself that it's about the approximate year. She said, I paid $500 then for it. So she said, I think he would have liked someone like you to have this pipe. So if you can believe that, I mean, the stem's worth a lot more than that. It's the original stem on there. Anyway, you got to look around. You'll find things in the paper and estate pipes from people who just want them to end up with people who like them. Sheraton's been making pipes, Frederick Sheraton, since the 1800s, and up until about 1960, as I recall, the era went into Lane around 1960, and they are marked by an L, which stands for Lane, Lane Limited, on the tapered bits. This pipe here is not marked with an L on the tapered bit. It is marked with a, I forget what the word they use, but it's a kind of a fancy script like L with a circle around it on the pipe itself, on the other side. Oh, I'm sorry, actually, I don't know if you can see it. A lot of the nomenclature on this pipe is wearing. It's actually right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's very difficult to see. And that means from the Lane era. Pre-war, there was a fire from World War II. There was a bombing of the Sheraton plant, so a lot of the records were all destroyed. Lane Limited after World War II until about 1988 is the history on that. And they used a tapered or saddled bit on some of their pipes, and no L. Probably, if there's no L, probably very old, possibly pre-war. But this is the kind of tapered or saddle bit that they're talking about. If you can see it, I don't know. The pipe goes down to here, and then it gets even thinner, which makes it more comfortable to smoke. Very comfortable pipe. This one happens to be in a very good smoking pipe. I don't know what this would sell for today. Probably $8,000-$9,000 maybe. That'd be my best guess. Anyway, pre-1955, they put a little FH on both sides, and that stood for freehand. And they were made by hand. And on the right side, about 1958 to 1965, it said, and was imprinted on there, made by hand. Trying to remember some other facts for you on this pipe. The bit I showed you is called, I had a couple notes here, the double comfort bit, they called it. 1960 until today, they still make this bit on the Sheraton pipes, although I don't see many Sheratons around anymore. And it was a strong stem, had a very comfortable bite. Frederick Sheraton, by the way, was an immigrant from to London from Russia. And I think he formed the company around 1863, if my recollection is correct. And, you know, a lot of the people from the Russian area at that time, very skilled at making things. As you recall, Peterson actually bought it from Cap in Ireland. The famous Irish pipes are actually made by a Russian immigrant. Peterson was not, he was from Russia. And same thing there, so anyway. Dunhill bought Sheraton somewhere between around 1978 to maybe 1982. And they took that over. And I'm trying to think if I've missed something on that I meant to tell you. This pipe itself, I've already pointed out, has a, they call it a florid. That's what it was. The L on this pipe is not just a straight L down and across on the bottom, but it's kind of a floral looking thing. And it's called a florid, as I recall they call it. Was made after World War II until about 1988. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've forgotten. I know one thing. The actor William Conrad, who played the star of Jake and the Fat Man on television, also on radio in the olden days, was played in the series called Gunsmoke, and played a number of great radio people, great TV. He was in about 3 different television series, and that's William Conrad. He was lived in California. Was a very, very big collector of Sheraton pipes. He had a bunch of them. He had other pipes, but Sheraton was his favorite pipe. He had very expensive, very fine Sheraton pipes. I had a few Sheratons in the 70s or so, and frankly, I didn't like them. The ones I had. Now, this pipe that you see here is a great smoker, and more like the great old Sheratons. And some of the great old Sheratons are some people think are the best, maybe the best pipes made. Dunhill bought them out, and I don't even have any notes on. I thought I had made a note or two, but Dunhill bought the company out, and then I believe they sold it to. I'm trying to remember now. They sold the company to. I think the name was Russell, and I haven't heard. Oh, I know. In 1988, it was bought from Dunhill by J.B. Russell Company. And I'm not sure what they've done with them, and I don't know much about that company at this time. I'll try to find out some more about it. But anyway, I don't know much about what they're doing these days, because I don't hear much about Sheratons. If you've heard about them, why, let me know. Maybe I've just missed it, or maybe they're more over in England or something than we get here in the States these days. I'll get another close-up on this pipe. And the little CP on the stem you see there, if you find one post-war, up until about 1960, there were no markings other than the CP. If you can see that, I don't know, but see the CP there? Well, they used to have on the top and the bottom little lines, and that would indicate if it didn't have those lines, that it was post-war to 1960, and then they started using those lines. I hope I've got that correct in my memory. And anyway, that's pretty much it. I've seen some of William Conrad's collection, and he had some just absolutely fabulous Sheratons, and some people think that they were the best pipes made at the time. Dunhill, when they bought them out, a lot of people think they took Sheraton's old stock. Sheraton did more with the grains than Dunhill, and just took their best stock and turned it into their own pipes. And then they sold the company out. So anyway, I hope that's been of some help to you. Kind of rambled around the thing, but that's the best of my recollection. This is Jason, and come back and see us again.